Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today's video is all about something we all need, but often take for granted. Sleep. Have you ever pulled an all-nighter or tried to function on just a few hours of rest? Now imagine going without sleep for an entire week. What really happens to your brain, body, mood, and even your immune system if you don't sleep for 7 days? The effects are shocking and dangerous. Let's take a closer look at how sleep deprivation can seriously affect your health, and why even missing one night can set off a chain reaction inside your body. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you went without sleep for an entire week? Most people have pulled an all-nighter at some point, whether for studying, working late, or traveling. But depriving your body of sleep for more than a day doesn't just lead to tired eyes and a grumpy mood. It sets off a cascade of health issues that can affect every system in your body. In this video, we dive in deep into what science tells us happens when you don't sleep for 7 days straight, and why prioritizing rest might be the most important thing you can do for your long-term health. Sleep is not just a luxury, it's a biological necessity. During sleep, your body undergoes a range of vital processes that simply can't happen while you reawake. Your brain consolidates memories, clears out cellular waste, and resets emotional pathways. Meanwhile, your body repairs muscle tissue, balances hormone levels, and strengthens your immune system. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends that adults get at least 7 hours of sleep each night, while adolescents need 8 to 10 hours. However, a 2022 CDC report showed that more than 1/3 of American adults sleep less than the recommended amount, putting themselves at increased risk for serious health conditions. So what happens when you don't sleep at all for a full 24 hours? After just one day without sleep, the effects are already significant. You begin to experience cognitive impairments similar to being legally intoxicated. In fact, research from the Sleep Research Society has shown that staying awake for 24 hours affects cognitive performance to the same extent as having a blood alcohol concentration of 0.10%, which is above the legal driving limit in most countries. You may feel foggy, irritable, or uncoordinated. Your attention span shortens, and your ability to solve problems decreases. Reaction times slow dramatically, making tasks like driving or operating machinery dangerous. By the time you reach 36 hours of sleep deprivation, the damage deepens. Your body begins to experience increased inflammation. Cortisol, the stress hormone, spikes, which can increase blood pressure and heart rate. Your metabolism also starts to change. The National Institutes of Health has linked even short-term sleep loss to insulin resistance, a condition that increases the risk for type 2 diabetes. Hunger hormones, like ghrelin, go up, while leptin, responsible for signaling fullness, goes down. As a result, you may crave high sugar and high fat foods, setting the stage for overeating. At the 48-hour mark, the brain begins to suffer more serious consequences. Microsleeps, brief episodes of sleep, lasting just a few seconds, begin to occur, and during these episodes, you might lose consciousness without even realizing it. Microsleeps are particularly dangerous if you are behind the wheel or performing critical tasks. Your ability to concentrate and retain information plummets, and your emotional regulation begins to break down. Studies have shown that the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for emotional responses, becomes overactive, while the prefrontal cortex, which governs logic and decision-making, becomes less active. This imbalance can make you more impulsive, anxious, or emotionally unstable. By day 3, or 72 hours without sleep, the mind enters a state of confusion. Delusions, hallucinations, and paranoia can set in. This isn't just a psychological phenomenon, it's the result of biological stress. At this stage, your brain is functioning far below its baseline, and reality begins to blur. The World Health Organization and multiple clinical studies have linked chronic or acute sleep deprivation with the onset of symptoms resembling schizophrenia, particularly visual or auditory hallucinations. Your immune system is now severely weakened. In one famous study conducted by the University of California, researchers found that people who slept less than 6 hours per night were 4 times more likely to catch a cold when exposed to a virus compared to those who slept 7 hours or more. If you continue into the 4th and 5th days without sleep, the body continues to decline, though it attempts to compensate. Severe mood swings and memory lapses occur. Your speech may slur. Tasks that require coordination become nearly impossible. Internally, your blood pressure may rise, your heart rhythm may become irregular, and your digestive system begins to malfunction. The Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine notes that at this point, the risks of heart attack, stroke, and cardiac arrhythmias increase substantially. Sleep is also essential for regulating cytokines, proteins that help mediate inflammation and immune responses. Without sleep, your body is more prone to infections, inflammation, and even autoimmune responses. By the 6th or 7th day without sleep, most people would be in a state of complete cognitive dysfunction. Very few people have documented experiences of staying awake this long because it's incredibly dangerous. One of the most well-known cases was that of Randy Gardner, a 17-year-old who stayed awake for 11 days. In 1964, as part of a school science project, under scientific observation, he experienced severe memory loss, paranoia, hallucinations, and difficulty speaking and concentrating. After just a few days of recovery, sleep, his symptoms gradually subsided. But doctors caution against such experiments because the long-term consequences can be unpredictable. It is also worth noting that chronic partial sleep deprivation consistently getting less than the recommended. RS says just as harmful over time as total sleep loss for a few days. A Harvard Medical School report states that people who sleep fewer than 5 hours per night are at a 15% higher risk of mortality from all causes compared to those who sleep 7 to 8 hours. Long-term sleep deprivation has been associated with increased risks of Alzheimer's disease, obesity, depression, and certain cancers. Fortunately, the body is incredibly resilient. If sleep deprivation is short-term and corrected quickly, most symptoms are reversible. Prioritizing sleep hygiene can help reset your natural sleep cycle. Experts recommend going to bed at the same time every night, avoiding caffeine late in the day, keeping screens out of the bedroom, and creating a dark, cool, and quiet sleeping environment. Even naps of 20 to 30 minutes can be beneficial in recovering from minor sleep loss. However, if sleep deprivation becomes chronic or is associated with other disorders such as insomnia or sleep apnea, medical intervention is essential. In conclusion, while it might seem harmless to skip sleep occasionally, going without it for extended periods, even just a weekend, have devastating effects on your health, from hormonal imbalance and cognitive breakdown to immune failure and emotional instability. Sleep deprivation touches every part of your well-being. Sleep isn't just downtime, it's survival time. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Health Hub for more science-backed health tips and wellness insights. And tell us in the comments what helps you get a good night's sleep. Until next time, stay healthy and don't forget to rest.